Those of you living anywhere where the roads are salted or brined in the winter know how much that can take a toll on your older vehicle. Now, these old 4Runners aren't immune to frame issues, as you likely know. If you follow any of the third-gen forums or Facebook groups, you'll likely see posts about frame issues. So the best solution to a rusty frame is not to let it get out of hand in the first place. In this video, I'll give a quick look into what I've been doing to keep my frame relatively in good condition after all these years. I'll round out the video by showing how I installed brand new and much more durable engine splash guards from RAD Rubber design. Despite living on the East Coast and in the snow and salt belt, I've been meticulous about keeping an eye on my frame. About 6 years ago, I spent a lot of time cleaning up the back third of the frame and then treating it with POR 15. The rest of the frame was in pretty good shape, even those known problem areas for this generation. Now, there was some scale on the frame that needed some cleaning and treatment. I spent some time on my back this summer cleaning some things up with a wire brush on my drill and on my angle grinder. And then I treated those areas with a rust inhibitor. I did what I could while laying on my back, but for those messy areas that I couldn't get to, I enlisted the help of a nearby garage that does this kind of stuff for a living. They used a needle scaler to get to the areas that I just couldn't get to. Then I had them coat the inside and outside of the frame rails and then the rest of the undercarriage with NH oil. NH oil undercoating is a highly refined food-grade mineral oil product. You may know some of its competitors like fluid film. Now, I'm not here to debate one over the other. I think they both have their place, and it really comes down to what's most convenient for you. Now, I wasn't able to get any shots of the NH oil application, but here's the finished product. Now this stuff is a mess, so when I need to work on this, I'm going to get quite dirty. So just to show you what that looks like, it's an oily residue. Definitely will dirty my arms when I need to work on it, but it's well worth it. Try to keep this thing as rust-free as possible. As you can see, it's a shiny, oily mess. So here I am in the front. There's my front shocks, and they're supposed to be red. So I'm going to be taking my tires off. I got to rotate the tires anyway. I'm going to do a little cleanup on the springs. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but oh god, I keep bumping into this thing. I took off my skid plate for my tank, and so that he can get up in there and really coat the shit out of this thing. So I didn't bring my skid plate for my gas tank, so I already cleaned it up and painted it. I'm gonna hit that with some oil here as well and get that mounted back on. Okay, let's get out of here. As you can see, I was just trying to keep from bumping into this thing and got slimed a couple times. It's going to get a whole lot worse when I need to work on it. I picked up these new engine splash guards from RAD Rubber design. These things, they're still in the package, and it's amazing how thick they are compared to the stock splash guards. I'm going to get this unwrapped here, and then maybe I'll compare it to what came off my 4Runner, or what has been on my 4Runner for the last 24 years. So let's open this thing up. Okay, so we got these 4 pieces. I'm not sure if I have 4 pieces on the front of my 4Runner that I took off. Maybe some got lost along the way. So we got the pieces here. We got some push pin fasteners. And we got the instructions. So whoop, take a look at those, and we got a sticker. So cool. So looking at the instructions, it says these are splash guards, of course, are for a 3rd gen with or without a slight body lift. I don't have a body lift, so I'm good there. These are also specific to the Limited for some reason. I don't have an SR5 to compare it to, so I guess there's a reason why they have a set specific to the Limited and to the other models. So make sure you're getting the right one. So these are the stock splash guards, and I know they're stock because I've owned this 4Runner since 2000, and it's a 98, so I didn't replace these. But you can see how thin these are compared to these new ones from RAD Rubber. Maybe see if I can get in a little closer. But anyway, these things are much more durable. If these things lasted me, 24 years, I'm sure these will last 100. So go ahead and get them installed. Okay, so the directions say this one is the passenger side front. This one is the passenger side rear. Now all the fasteners are 5/16 except for 2. Here in this corner on the passenger side front, this is going to be one of the 2 1/4-inch fasteners. So we're going to go ahead and get this installed on the passenger side then. Okay, so got the old 3rd gen in the garage. Got it up on jack stands. I took the wheels off just so I have access to kind of clean up some of the overspray from the NH oil application. You clean the rims and tires up, or the wheels and tires up, and some of the suspension components. So if we go in here on the passenger side, you can see how the NH oil application is nice and thick. And again, things were pretty messy. Cleaned up the springs, cleaned up the calipers, and now we'll go ahead with the RAD Rubber install. Okay, so this one is for the passenger side front. I have all these 5/16 push pins in, except for the one here, which takes the 1/4-inch. So we'll go ahead and find the holes and get this thing installed. So I just insert, and then make sure it's in this fender liner, and just push in on the button there. Okay, so get the push pin in there. Hopefully it's seated right. Okay, looks like that one's good. This one's giving me a little trouble, so I took the actual push pin out of it. Just trying to get it up in there. Yeah, we'll come back to that one. Okay, so got those in. Just gonna tap this guy just ever so slightly. One in the frame. These are getting a little tough. Oh, fuck. That's not working real well. Okay, so this last push pin goes up in here, and this one is the one that takes the 1/4-inch. So we'll see what we can do here to find that hole. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so got that front one in. Let's move to the back one. Okay, so we got the back one here. Again, I put the push pins in already. We'll see if we can get this thing installed here. So it looks like we got this hole and that hole as our guides. Get this one installed first. And it looks like it's in all the way. So we'll just nudge that in. Do the same thing here. Okay. Now these are all the 15/16 or the 5/16 push pins. Okay, so I got this one here. Okay, so here we go. We have the passenger side RAD Rubber engine guards installed. This is any of these that I had to attach to the frame. These are problematic. So even with the right fasteners, there's just not enough give in those to be able to accept those fasteners from RAD Rubber. I ran into that challenge on both the front here and then on the back. So I'm gonna have to think of something different here. I'll try to find the stock push pins and I'll use those here. Okay, so this is the driver's side front. All of these holes will take these 5/16 push pins, except for this one, which will take that 1/4 inch. And then finally, this is the one for the rear. So I have those pre-installed as well. Okay, so here I am on the driver's side now. So I'm assuming we got this hole, and this hole to use. So we'll go ahead and get that in. Okay, that one's pretty easy. Okay, so I know I'm going to run into issues with these on the frame here, so I'm going to start up here at the top on the fender liner. Get this one lined up. Push that in. Remember, this is the one that takes that 1/4 inch, so it's just going to dangle there for a second. Get this one in here. Okay, so we got this last one here. This is the 1/4 inch, and it goes up here at the top above the spring. There's that hole, and there we go. Okay, so I grabbed these stock push pins off my old engine guards. So I'm just go ahead and use these for now. They seem to be working just fine. Getting this in there. There we go. Okay, back on the passenger side again. I'm just going to pop these out. These ones on this. Here we go. Okay. Grab the ones that are on the stock splash guards. Okay, so now on the passenger side front, just pop these out. Okay, that one's in. Okay, last one. Just give that a little tap. And there we go. Okay, so RAD Rubber engine guards are installed. Let me go ahead and get the wheels installed. Get this thing dropped off the jacks. And we're good to go. So I hope you found this content useful. If you have any questions or just want to share your frame maintenance stories, please leave them in the comments section below. Please consider subscribing to my channel to be alerted to new content as it's released. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.